did to lay this handle out and get the limbs down where I wanted them, I just took a number 49 rasp and just worked the detail here. Use the round edge some in there, use the flat edge, just get these lines pretty much straight. Again, it doesn't have to be perfect at this point. Now normally when just chasing a standard ring on a piece of Osage or something, if I'm going down one ring, I'll just take a scrape, get down to the next ring I want. I'll just start scraping, get down to that ring I want, and then once I get to that ring, you can take a draw knife and go from there. Because I'm taking this sapwood, really, that's almost a ½ inch down, I'm just going to go ahead and use a draw knife and take it on down till we get a little bit closer. Once we get a little bit closer, then I'll go from there with a scrape and get it down and do one ring at a time. Now, some people like to try and go from end to end with this. When taking off or when chasing a ring, that's a technique, and a lot of people have, great success with it. I don't like to do that. I think it's easier to start in the middle and go to the end, and then come back to it in the middle and go to the other end. So all you do is get it started. Once you get a ring going there, a growth ring, you can see I'm already at one right there, and it's just filling up. Just run with that ring. A lot of people struggle with violating another ring. You don't want to dig in. You want to keep your bevel get in good shape there, and just chase that one ring, and it'll just start to peel right off. You can see it coming right there. Pretty easy. You can see I've got the next growth ring there. Now you're going to have a little bit of this ring that you're working off on left on there. That, no doubt, that's going to happen. That's fine. You can use a scrape and some sandpaper to go back and get that later. You'd rather have some left on, because if you violate that ring, you're going to the next ring. You don't have much of a choice there. Once you get it coming like that, I don't try to take it all the way to the end with one little peel like I got that coming there. I'll just try to take an inch or two of that off and just kind of bring my draw knife up a little bit, and you can just run right down it. It's just one ring coming off right there, and you can see clearly that next ring below it. Get to a gnarly spot, like a knot or something, especially if you're working some character wood like with Osage, then I just kind of go around it, and then I'll use a scrape to go back and work with a scrape. And sometimes you can't use a straight scrape like this. You'll have to use one with a rounded end that gives you the ability to get into those corners and edges. But this ring is just about halfway down. Here she comes easy there. That's it, right there. Now all you really have to do with that, see that ring underneath's not violated at all. All you have to do, take the scrape and kind of work those edges. But otherwise, all we'll do is flip this thing around. I'll put it up there a little bit close. You can see where that's taken out. Just flip it around. Go the other direction. I'm just doing it with one ring for demonstration purposes. Obviously, we got to go quite a ways down. If you were chasing a ring just on a piece of wood, not getting rid of the sapwood, but chasing one ring to get to the ring you wanted to use to make your bow, then this is how you would do it. And obviously, I'm going to go ahead and take about about half of this sapwood off on the next run. It's still in growth rings. It's just, you can clearly see the rings. It grows the same way. It's just the sapwood's thicker and a little bit softer. That's it, one ring off. One thing I want to show here is a couple of little techniques. I drew a line, as you can see, along the grain or the growth ring that I was going to chase. I did it all the way around the bow here. I've worked this thing down quite a bit now, and we're getting close. I'm taking them off one at a time. But another thing that's kind of tricky that gets people in trouble sometimes is, and I don't know how well you can tell on the camera, but this growth ring here is not flat. So this bow, while it was round and kind of flat when I laid it out, now as I've chased this ring, it's rounded like the tree was here. So as you chase the ring, you really have to pay attention not to get on the edges too much, but to follow that growth ring as you go down very evenly around at an angle. So this bow is laid at an angle this way. It's just the natural way the growth ring is. You can't violate that ring. If you just started going at it to take a growth ring off, then you would violate the ring on this side. I don't know if you can tell as much anymore, but you see how narrow, you see where my line is there on that growth ring I'm chasing. You can see how narrow it is there, and then on this side you see how fat it is right there. So that gives you an idea of how much angle there is to this wood. So as I take this off, I'm going to have to take it further down on this side, and that growth ring is going to go at an angle up. So I had to be very careful on that side. And what I try to do is find it on the side where it's thinnest, and then work your way down to the fatter part where you got more room to work with. Okay, I'm getting down close here. I really got one growth ring, and I'm down to the ring that I want to chase. And as I've said, I've made it out I've penciled it off so that I can see it pretty much even all the way around. I've got one growth ring here, so like I said, I take a scrape sometimes, and the best way to do is just that way, because you don't want to violate that, is just take the scrape and start working in the middle of the bow and find that ring that you want. Now, as I said earlier, this is kind of at an angle, so you gotta be careful. I'm going to hit the ring first up here on this high side, and I don't see it coming through yet, but as you start to work on it, I'm sure for those who have made bows before, as you tiller, you come off the fades, you'll see where the next growth ring is. You'll see in the fades where you go growth ring after growth ring down through there, and that's all you're looking for, is try to find that as you scrape here. Try and find that spot, and then you're going to take that down. I've got this coming up pretty good here, so I'm just going to, yep, there it is. I can see it in the center right now, right here. So I'm going to work around it, get the whole ring coming. There it is. On the high side, I've got a little bit more. It's almost like there's a little hump in the middle there. And there it is. This is a very handy little technique. So I'm going to zoom in close so you can see that, and you can clearly see where the next ring is. Hopefully that light's not too bright, but there you can see where I've gone through one ring and to the next ring. Now all I'm going to do, now that I've got the ring I want, is I'm going to take that ring all the way down to one end, turn around, go to the other end, and we're ready. We've got the ring we want to work with for the back of the bow.